Welcome everybody to History International Film Festival Austria. We are here with our next film called The Landing. Iacopo Patierno is here with us. He is the creator of the film, the director, and he will tell us a few things about his film in those few minutes. We're very glad to have you with us, Iacopo. Thanks for joining our festival. Thanks for submitting, and thanks for now giving us some infos about you and your whole production.
Thank to you actually to give this opportunity to the landing, and of course also to me. I have to say that it's very nice. I'm very happy to see that there are such of a festival like yours that I can see is delivered by people who have a lot of passion in what they do. I also seen the picture of the location. It looks great. I wish I can join you. Maybe we will see. In short, I am an Italian filmmaker. As you said, my name is Iacopo Patierno, and I am doing film and web series, always focused on documentary. The subject are different. They goes from culture to environment. In this case, history. But I put it inside, let's say, the big hat of culture. The landing was a part of a project I can say that is going on since several years in this Sicilian town of Gela. Because there I've also realized a 3-season web series called Italy, Sicily, Gela, where I kind of picture some specific character of the city in order to have like a portrait of the city and the surroundings. And since the first time I arrived there, I was immediately struck by all these like old bunkers, and you see military construction from the Second World War. As Italian, I actually always forget that there was the first time that the Allies, the American and the Brits and the Canadian arrived in Europe during the Second World War. There was actually the first landing even before the very famous one in Normandy. So is a place where the contemporary history is very important and present, as you can see, but it's not so well taught, even inside the Italian schools. And so when there was this occasion, they asked me actually to do something for the 80th anniversary of the landing. There was last summer. I thought there was like the best would it be to take some students, local students, to a journey inside the memory of their town, and also a way to relate so to the present, not only to the past, but to see the present and a glimpse of the future in their dreams. Because as I believe that we are the only species, only animal species, so to say, that have the opportunity and have developed the storytelling. So we kind of have this skill to tell the past, say to keep the past in the form of stories, and so also the opportunity to analyze our present by the past. Okay, while the other animals they have a history, they pass it on like a biological history, you know, DNA and stuff. We have something higher that made us also human on the good side and on the bad side, so to say. And it was fascinating actually to have those guys and girls from an high school in Jeddah, between 16 to 19 years old, and they could discover with me the history. Some of them they didn't know actually what was going on. They have this stuff, the landing, because sometimes they also do big ceremonies, but we went very deep. We even went to interview an American general from the NATO base of Sigonella, that is there, and that was special because they never give interview. Military, they never give interview.
Yeah.
This time they actually were kind. We could go inside, visit Sigonella, and I see that for the entire crew, especially the students, has been a very long journey, very interesting, very enriching. And as the style, I've actually decided to do a mix of my different, let's call them style, not my style, I mean, filmmaking style, let's say. But so I've used some straight documentary, also like street interview, stopping people. I've trained the students to become filmmaker themselves. So there was like a mix of laboratory of history and filmmaking all together, and storytelling, very compressed. And then other scene, they were, of course, they were prepared. When you see them that they are inside the bunker, they act some poetry. They were, of course, staged. But the rest, it's all true. The interesting part was to find the different people inside the town that could give an insight of that event. So you have like an historian, an archaeologist, an actor. There was a bit of everything inside.
Yeah. So it was very proactive, your whole endeavor here, like a social event with working all the students and the people around you. How did you direct them when you did your production? Did you have help, or I guess it's pretty hard to have all these young people together working on something without them straying off and just being, I don't know, on TikTok or somewhere, but working on the thing itself?
Okay, there was like production wise, it was me. Then for some days I had the help of a very dear friends and great DOP, Nunzio Gringeri, but he was there for like 5 days in 2 weeks of shooting. And then there was like a local producer called Erika Pelligra that helped me out in some research. But on the set, actually, there was basically most of the time me and them. I've divided them into groups, so we could be like 4 or 5 maximum a day. And before we went to film, we had an intensive online meetings, so to say, once a week for 3 months. First, I made some casting. I didn't accept all of them, or basically, it's not that I didn't accept. They auto-eliminate themselves. You know, people that have decided they didn't want to do it, they didn't take part of it. I've actually opened up the number of the students, because at the beginning, as you said, I was concerned about having to deal on the organization of teenagers. So I said maximum 6. But then we arrived to be 11 because I actually opened. I thought I don't want to decide. I just told them, if you want to do it, because it's not mandatory, you really have to do it. You know, you need to be focused that there will be a lot of fun, but that's a work. So if you want to do it, let's do it together. Otherwise, no worry, there's no problem. So they were very motivated, and we have done a lot of talking before to go filming. So actually, at the end, I made a calendar. But after the first 5 days, the calendar just went nuts, because most of them they all wanted to come. So I said, okay, guys, let's say that everybody comes, and then we can. Sometimes someone is going to do the backstage filming, somebody is going to help me with the audio, and somebody else who is going to interact with the people. Of course, there were somebody who was most like up to be on the technical side, and someone else that liked more to be on camera. So we had to shift it. And of course, you have to also think that you're not working with a professional actor. They are like people. so you can't like force them to have 8 hours of set. You got to give some space, because the results is what matter. I prefer to have a couple of hours of nice enjoyable work than to have like 8 hours, so we must do that. Because also as I work, I had a semi script, but I just wanted to collect as much as I could, and then see in the editing. Of course, I needed some little stone where I could build a house, but I was open to other things. And that's what actually happened.
Oh wow! But there was a lot of spontaneous energy on the set.
Yeah, a lot. Actually, I mean, sometimes especially when we went to visit the place where there is this old man that keeps this bunker very clean. You look like a little friend's holiday, you know, because it was fun. They could climb up the hill and visiting stuff. Sometimes I was calling them, okay, now come here, you and you, we can do this stuff. It was very enjoyable to spend time together. I know because they very liked. Then sometimes you got to let it go. But I think especially with people, with young people that are eager to learn and do stuff, you need to keep them busy. So the best was actually also for me they had to do some technical part. No, the audio they took most of the audio. I taught them how to use the boom. Of course, sometimes it's not perfect, but it's part of the project. So you got to see the film as part of a big project. That's how I wanted to make it. Of course, then it had to be like a proper video production, not a school laboratoire, so to say. But I wanted to interact with them as much as I could. And then we can pass on the next question. The most important stuff that happened is that they've learned part of their history, city history, but also national and European history. Because we have a problem in Italy. I don't know in Austria, but in high school in Italy, they arrived to study the Second World War at the end of the last year of high school before the university. So they sometimes arrive to study it very fast, but then they don't know what happened after the Second World War. It's like Italian history stops there, and that's crazy. It's crazy because it's 80 years ago. Okay, so I think I had this insight to know that something had to be changed in the history programs.
Yeah. Do you think this workshop kind of filmmaking is something you'll repeat in the future, or is it a one-off chance?
No. I'd like to repeat it. I'd like to repeat it. Of course, I need to have I have to find the opportunity. But as a process, I really enjoyed it. Then I don't know. I think if you selected the film, you also liked it. So
yeah,
the result was good.
You know, we think that as a filmmaker who is interested in history, you also have a duty to think about ways to educate people about the same topic, because most people see it as something on the edges of their interest fields, and they hardly ever tackle the missing links of their view on history. But a filmmaker has the possibility to deliver and to connect knowledge and entertainment and the whole education part. And I think what you did is exactly that. You brought people together, you organized them, which I feel I couldn't do at all. And you brought history to them, and with their help, you bring history to the people out there and to the public. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And we invite everybody to watch The Landing when our festival airs. And we thank you so much, Iacopo, for taking your time for the interview and for submitting your film to our festival.
I hope you will all enjoy my film and the other films, and of course the festival.
We invite everybody to get in contact and to engage via social media. And Jacopo will try to link you as well on the festival page and on our social media stuff. And please, everybody, if you see this interview, engage with Jacopo and of course watch his film on our festival's page.
Thanks again.
Yeah. So,
Ciao.
thanks, Iacopo.
Ciao, ciao. Bye, bye.